Hello and welcome to Marketing Matters. I'm Peter Applebaum. In this episode, we're going to help you to turn your passion into profits. It's everyone's dream. Make money from what you're passionate about and it will never seem like work again. Turn your collection of 18th century hairbrushes into a thriving enterprise and every day will be fun and easy. Well, not quite. Ask anyone who has started a business and easy is not a word that they'd use. But when you start from a position of positive emotion for what you're marketing, there are definite advantages. We're going to speak with people who have followed their own passions and have thriving businesses as a result. Tonight we're going to speak to Kim Little from subterranean safety company Non-Destructive Excavations, ad man turned entrepreneur Mike Selby from Australian Muscle Car Sales, and our one-on-one case study expert David Spicer from David Spicer Productions, who turned his love for theatre into a vibrant business. David's business came directly from his love of performing and attending the theatre. His theatrical agency has licensed over 200 musicals and plays in Australia and around the world. But first, here's a short example of a musical David has brought to Australia. David, welcome to Marketing Matters.
Pleasure.
So, what does a theatrical agency do?
Well, a theatrical agency, it's like being a wholesaler. I don't put the shows on, I don't sing in them. I used to, that was where my passion started, but I'm like the agent for the composers of the musical and the playwrights, and I get theatres, amateur theatre schools to put the shows on. We just saw We Will Rock You. That's a huge show that I've been lucky enough to get the rights to, and that's being performed in regions and suburbs in all states of Australia this year.
Sounds like a wonderful business, so much fun.
Well, it looks like fun. I mean, but there's
there's
a lot of hard work behind the scenes.
Right. So, did you test that idea to see if it was viable before you actually launched it?
Well, 20 years ago, I was used to be in shows. I became a father, and my wife said, "No, you can't go to 2 rehearsals a week." So, one person said, would I like to be their agent? Right. So I put an article in an industry magazine, and bingo, I got 2 bookings. So I was encouraged by that.
Right.
And so then I started collecting musical rights, like people might collect, you know, vintage cars, you know, Matchbox cars.
That's right. Okay. Or muscle cars.
That's right.
Speaking to Mike Selby in a little while. So do you think passion is enough to start a successful business, or is it much more?
No, you've got to have more. You've got to be able to have something that's viable, you know. But at least if you're passionate about it, you're coming into it with a wide knowledge of the industry. You know, you've got a taste for it. But certainly, it's the spark, but it's not. It's only that.
Okay, and so what have been some of the most successful marketing strategies that you have used and you are using now?
Well, at the end of the day, you've got to have great shows. You've got to have great product, and but when you've got the great product, you've got to promote it well.
It doesn't sell itself.
No. Well, you've got to have a great website which sells the shows. They can see videos, they can read scripts. I use electronic direct marketing, collecting databases, you know, attending conferences, and I also did something silly. I bought a theatre magazine,
right.
Stage Whispers.
Stage Whispers, yep.
Yes, so I get free advertising in my own magazine, but it's a very inefficient way of going about it.
So a magazine is a lot of work, no doubt.
It's a lot of work.
So what advice would you give someone looking to build a career out of their passion?
Well, start small.
Right.
Don't give up your day job, right? And, you know, find something you can do from home after hours, you know, on the weekend, you know, and just start small. And, you know, I mean, I just started this business by accident. Oh, I got a booking. What am I going to call this business? Oh, I named it after myself. I didn't even think it was going to become a significantly large business. I mean, it still is a small business,
right.
but you know, it's taken off, and it just built up over 20 years.
Right.
And you know, yes, there's hard work, but there's also a lot of fun when you license shows, bringing shows up from overseas. But also, what I'm very passionate about is developing Australian musicals and getting Australian plays out there as well.
So, as a final word, you've taken some of these Australian musicals overseas. You've licensed them overseas.
Yes, John English, the late John English,
right.
with Dave Mackay, wrote a rock opera based on the Trojan War called Paris. Right, I've had that translated into German. I saw it in Vienna. Saw it in Austria. I've licensed musicals that I've helped develop and publish, you know, in Africa, Europe, America, and I went and saw The Boy from Oz in Florida, which I've licensed. That was hilarious. Their Australian accents, by the way, were awful.
Well, at least they were. It was Australian talent.
Absolutely.
There you go. Well, I'd like to thank David for taking us through how he turned his passion into a profitable business. And after the break, we speak to our experts on the marketing panel. Welcome back. To discuss how you can turn your passion into profits, we welcome back David Spicer, along with Kim Liddell, founder and managing director of Non-Destructive Excavations Australia, and Mike Selby, director of auto trading site Australian Muscle Car Sales. So, Kim, you've got a very interesting take on passion and business.
I have, absolutely. So I started my business 13 years ago with a baby in arms, number 3 child, spotted an opportunity in the market and grabbed it. So in excavation, which is unusual for a woman.
So are you saying you're not passionate about subterranean excavations?
I'm pretty passionate about my business. I grew it from a baby, but I'm
with your baby?
Yeah, with my baby and 2 others under 4 in a home office.
Right.
So I'm really passionate about business and leadership.
So that's probably a great way to speak to people and say, okay, it's not just about something you're passionate about, like David is with regards to theatre and Mike is with regards to muscle cars. If you're passionate about business, that can make a big difference.
Absolutely, and in my experience, spotting an opportunity in the market and delving into that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Mike, do you think you market your business differently because of an emotional connection to it?
Look, I think that, you know, when you've built a business from scratch and from an idea that you've had, you are very passionate about it and you love it. You know, like I can't help not enjoying this business because I'm dealing with cars that you know, every day I get another amazing car that comes through, Falcon GT, or, you know, been treasured by somebody for many years, and I have to find it a new home. And that to me is just a wonderful thing. And over the years since we started in 2003, a lot of my customers have become friends, you know, like we you know, talk and enjoy each other, and a lot of people have bought multiple cars and have amazing collections, and then I like helping people sell their cars as well, so it's very rewarding.
So David, can having too strong an emotional connection hurt your business?
Well, absolutely. I mean, you can just over-invest in something. You can, you know, treat it like a hobby, like the, you know, sailor in the Sydney to Hobart yacht race who spends millions of dollars on the yacht, which is never going to get
a folly,
which can never get a return on. So, absolutely, you can, you know, people can always over-invest and over-capitalise in something, and particularly if you're doing it for the first time, you know, you're going to make mistakes.
Right. So, Kim, I love what you said about, as I say, having a passion for business. Does having that obvious passion for your business help you to make more money?
I think for me personally, it's been having a passion for my business and then having the curiosity to find a way to do things better and learn more about my business and learn more about business itself.
Right.
And understanding how to scale up a business from having one truck to creating and satisfying the customer demand to having, you know, a fleet of trucks now.
Excellent.
Yep.
And I guess talking about some of the, looking at the possible risks, do you feel that there is risk associated with following your passion rather than going down a more predictable job path?
Well, I'm sure there is, but, you know, then life is a risk, and, you know, it'd be sad not to go and, you know, get out there and do what you really love. You can always go back and get a job if it doesn't work. And like what David said before, the idea would be if you've got a great idea and you want to pursue it, don't give up your day job and do both at the same time, and then, you know, eventually you'll realise, wow, I can make this thing work, and then you just build on that. And if you can't, well, then you have to go back to the drawing boards and come up with another idea.
Nothing's ever the end of the road. I mean,
No.
David, for the viewers at home, is a risk taker because his wife and daughter did not want him to wear this shirt, but he said, I'm going to do it, why not? Now, I think one of the key challenges, of course, is staff. We as business owners all have that challenge. How do you make other people, Kim, passionate about your business?
I come from a philosophy that we have really strong business values, and so to hire on those values. And we use a lot of processes like top grading to narrow down, to find people who align with my values, and my values sort of splay out into the business. And so that works really well. So you get people that are on the same wavelength, and then, I mean, for example, we just employed an operations manager a year ago, and he's from the Defence Force, not from the construction industry. Right. He's been brilliant, but it's all around core values and...
Destruction rather than construction.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in my business, the two partners that I have were both customers of Australian Muscle Cars originally, and now because of the fact that they were customers, then because of their passion for the product, they have since become business
Victor
partners.
Kiam. I like the business so much I bought it.
Yeah. And I think loyalty is important too. I mean, with a friend, I bought this theatre magazine 10 years ago, and somebody commented to me the other day, gee, you've got the same advertising saleswoman 10 years ago, the only magazine, the only person in the media with the same staff. So I think, you know, loyalty is important if you've got good staff.
So how do you, well, David, to that point, how do you get them to buy into your business and stay with you for 10 years and have that passion for it that you obviously have?
Well, they're never going to be quite as passionate. They're going to bundy off. You know, they're not going to be working on the weekend. But I mean,
perhaps they might. I have lots of work on the weekends and at night.
Yeah, I mean,
but Kim's a hard taskmistress, you see.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to treat people well,
Yes.
and discuss things with them, and you know, seek their opinion.
And take them on the journey.
Yeah.
Really take them on the journey.
And if they
it's
don't
not
want to
my
go-
business and not theirs, it's our business. We're a collective and we do it together.
And if they don't want to go on that journey, obviously...
Yeah, not the right person on the bus, so we'll help them find their potential elsewhere.
There you go.
And all the people that I'm working with have different strengths. So one of my partners is more operational and does restoration and that sort of stuff, and the other gentleman that I work with is more into, you know, helping me with social media and sales and marketing. So you're basically using their skills and making your job not only easier but also the company a better company and a more successful company.
Okay, and that
Absolutely.
obviously can make a big difference to your bottom line.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, coming up after the break, we talk to the panel about the reboot of one of Australia's most iconic taglines. Stay with us. Welcome back to Marketing Matters. Now to some marketing news. Toyota's Chief Marketing Officer, Wayne Gabriel, has revealed the ROI from their iconic tagline, "Oh, what a feeling," is stronger than ever, and we'll see them investing in it even more in the coming years.
Toyota's a famous company for being focused on lean and efficient operations, and even on the production line, we would look to take seconds out of a particular phase or a step of building a motor car if it means that it's going to make it more efficient and more effective. And the reality is we take the same approach across the entire business, marketing as well. And we do measure marketing to the nth degree. And of course, we have not just our internal stakeholders being our management about the short-term results, but we have a dealer network of 220 dealers whose investment is based on the fact that they get an immediate return. So we have a lot of pressure on short-term results. However, there's no question that all of those stakeholders see the value in the brand building that we've done. Our advertising and our marketing in the brand sphere has been consistent for 15 years. If you look back at our AFL relationship, which is largely a brand building exercise, it's now in its 16th year. And I think it's that consistency, that level of consistency, that's meant that we've been able to achieve year-on-year growth, or we call it tree ring growth internally. So there's no question that the brand building exercise has paid the dividends. And if you want to achieve long-term sustainable growth, you have to be investing in the brand. There's no.
So, Mike, as a former ad man, what is the power of a successful tagline like "Oh, what a feeling"?
Well, I think that now these taglines, it's not something new, this "Oh, what a feeling." This has been going on for forever. That companies have invested a lot of money in a tagline. So you've got Nike with, their tagline. Little Australian Muscle Cars has their own tagline of "What a car." So, we don't have the millions of dollars that Toyota does, right, but everybody is putting, it's part of your brand.
It's an emotional connection to the brand.
Yeah,
right,
it is. Yep.
And David, you've been in business for 20 years. What's the benefit of making that long-term commitment to a marketing activity?
Well, I think that you get customers familiarise themselves with you. You're a destination for them, and then you don't have to work as hard. I mean, when I first started, I thought, oh...
Isn't being your own business hard work? What's the story?
Yeah, I was going, when am I going to get a good show that people are going to actually beat the door down, right, to book it, rather than I'm going to have to beat the door down for them, yeah, to book it. So it's that, you only get that, you get better product, you get better recognition, and I think a consistent tagline, I don't have one, is a good idea. When you're on a good thing, stick to it. What are the other ones, There you go. Coke is it. I mean,
Okay, so we'll just do it, as Mike mentioned.
That's right.
Mikey. So, Kim, do brands, in your opinion, cancel or change successful marketing campaigns too easily?
I think they can change them too easily. I think there's a risk that the marketing people get a bit antsy and are ready to change to something else or have something new or find it a bit boring. But I think customer loyalty and customers' resistance to change could actually really affect that. And people love "Oh, what a feeling." They still resonate with that. People still drive Toyotas and go, "Oh, what a feeling, I'm driving a Toyota." So why change something that's working?
If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Well, they put how many millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars behind it, both here and overseas, of
and
course.
It works. And
right,
same with the Toyota Tough campaign. People love that.
So what do you think smaller businesses can learn from that? As Mike said, when they don't have the millions, billions of dollars to invest in advertising and marketing.
Be patient. It takes time to build loyalty, and listen to your customers. If they're still hanging on to something that's working, keep on to that thing.
And Mike, final words, what are your thoughts?
Look, I just think if you have an idea and you've got a passion, definitely go and do it. Don't sort of die wishing you had. Just definitely go and do it, and
just do it.
Just do it.
And David,
and you'll have "Oh, what a feeling."
There you go. David, final word.
Well, that's right. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, give it a go.
Give it a crack, a good Aussie crack.
Don't give up your day job.
Oh, there you
Start
go.
small. Start small.
Start small, yeah.
So here at Marketing Matters, we will not be giving up our day job. And I'd like to thank Kim, Mike and David for their time and insights on this week's panel. And you can see more from Toyota's Wayne Gabriel, along with the CMO of ANZ and the head of Mondelez, in this month's edition of Marketing Dividends, Sunday at 7 p.m. on Sky News Business, Channel 602. And now to a new segment where we explore how marketing technology can help your business. This week, our marketing tech expert, Susan Werkner, helps you to get ahead of your competitors.
No matter what business you're in, you have competition and lots of it. In this connected world, your competitors are not just local, they're global. For you to grow your business, keep your customers happy and make more money, you need to know who you're up against. The internet gives us several easy ways for savvy business people to find out what other companies are doing. So let's have a look at 4 simple ways you can get an advantage over your competitors. First, use Google. Google is more than the world's best-known search engine. You can set up Google Alerts about your competitors and their products. You'll then get regular notifications emailed to you about those topics. Google Trends is another useful tool that has a wealth of data that can be customized to identify trends that are of value to your business. Secondly, stake out their website. What keywords and phrases do they use? How do they showcase and promote their products? Do they have a blog or a news section? How often do they update the content of their site? If it's often, it generally means they have some idea about how to market themselves online, which means you should too. Next, follow their social media updates. This is an excellent source of up-to-date intel. It used to be about sending out press releases. Now companies post their news on their Facebook page. It's amazing the number of competitive insights you can pick up from your competitors' social media platforms. All you have to do is check them out instead of Kim Kardashian's latest outfit. And finally, Alexa.com. Alexa is a powerful tool where you can find interesting insider information for virtually every website in the world. How many pages do visitors access? How long do they stay on the site? Where do visitors come from? What search terms do people use to find that site? And how many other websites link to that site? The best part, it's completely free and easy to use. Implement any or all of these strategies and you will uncover more about what your competitors are doing than ever before.
Thank you, Susan. And that's all for now. Don't forget that we'd love to hear from you. Give us your comments, suggestions and questions on Facebook at Marketing Matters TV or via the website at marketingmatterstv.com. Thanks for watching Marketing Matters and we look forward to seeing you next time.